Welcome back to Make Writing Visible. Today I'd like to talk about saving ideas. I'm an author. You're authors. Where do you save your ideas? If you don't save them, you might forget them. That's happened to me before. When I got some great ideas and I said, I'll remember it in the morning. I'll remember it when I get back from this walk. But then I don't remember them. My mind moves on to other things. So it's very important to save ideas when you get them. Secret, always write them down. It can be as simple as putting a paper with my ideas in the front of your writing notebook. And so every time you get an idea, you just jot it down. Another idea, you jot it down. So when it's time to write, all you have to do is open the front of your writing notebook or writing folder and look at those ideas if you're going to be working on a new piece of writing. What do? I have an idea notebook. It's a little big. My idea notebook I have to put in a folder so it doesn't fall out all over the place, and it's just chock full of ideas that I've been saving over the years. It's in this notebook that's coming all apart, and what I will do is if I get ideas, I write them down, other ideas. Sometimes I just write the ideas on sticky papers and I put them in the notebook because I would have some sticky notes with me when I was somewhere else, jot the idea down and then just tuck it into the notebook. What kinds of things do I put into this notebook? There's a real variety. Sometimes I see pictures and I just cut them out. Like this is a picture of some girls on a fair ride that looked scared. Well, that reminded me, I grew up in a town in Skowhegan, Maine, where we have the oldest agricultural fair, and every year we went to the fair, and I've never written a fair story. That reminds me that maybe I should write a fair story. Or sometimes I will just see things. Somebody sent me an email and it had this photo of a moose with its head stuck in a McDonald's window. That just cracked me up because I just thought, the moose will have a moose burger, please. So I just cut out pictures that interest me. I write down ideas that I get and I save them. It's kind of falling apart. So one classroom in Manchester Elementary School in Maine, they sent me this notebook and they sort of said, wrote me a note. They said they got it from their school store and they thought I needed a new notebook so that I wouldn't have my falling apart one. So I need to start filling that one. Another thing that I do, because I don't always have my idea notebook with me, is I make sure that I have places to write wherever I am. So I have a notebook like this. It's small, it's handy. I keep it in the car. So if I get an idea, I can pull over to the side of the road if I'm driving, or if I'm in a passenger, I can just jot it down. I can keep something like this in my purse or my pocketbook, and it's easy to write down ideas. So I have a place to keep them. It would fit in a pocket at recess time if you were being an idea detective at recess. I have this notebook in my nightstand up in my bedroom, and so it's in the drawer, and in the middle of the night if I get an idea, all I do is I get out my flashlight, open the drawer so I don't have to wake up my husband, and then I just jot down ideas in there, and they're tear out pages, so then I'm able to tear the page out and I can tuck it into my bigger notebook. I'm getting better at saving ideas and trying to organize them. I have a file on my computer now that says my ideas, and what I printed off a few pages, and I just have ideas that I type there. And what I like about that is I'm able to organize the ideas on my folder better, my folder on my computer better, so that I can have something that says bios, and so then I can keep track. If I get an idea of somebody that I think is interesting enough to write a biography on, then I can put down the information about them, or poetry or nonfiction, and so I'm able to organize things within that computer folder. And again, the kinds of things that I put in there, sometimes they're just words. Like I came across a word, foozle. And foozle is such a cool word. I'd never heard it before. So when I heard it, I looked it up. And foozle means to do something awkwardly, to bungle something, especially a bad stroke in golf. So it's like doing a bad golf stroke. And I thought foozle's a cool word. I didn't want to lose it because I like to play with words and make up words. It sounds like it's made up, but it's not. So I could use that in a piece of writing. Or sometimes I will get an idea, and this one says pesky pets. And I thought, ooh, we think of horseflies or bees as sort of being pests sometimes, and we try to shoo them away. but I'm sure they all have a purpose, and I'm not sure what that is. And I thought, maybe I could write about that. Or sometimes words just pop in my head and I write them down. So I have plip, drippin', plop, droppin', sliding down the neck of your shirt kind of rain. And those words popped into my head and I thought, well, maybe that could be fit into some sort of poem. And so I wrote those down. And again, I can organize the pages and papers how I fit them together. I have all these different places that I save my ideas. But the important point to remember is that you have to save your ideas. Otherwise, you will lose them. So find a place to save your ideas, several places to save your ideas, and have fun making writing visible.